Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Stupid.
Christmas Eve, here we go. Daily show on this 24th day of December. And tomorrow and through the 3rd of January, this show is officially in live taped mode. So what we decided to do is I'm going to be taking the next couple of days off, folks, and just kind of getting some rest and, getting kind of caught back up on some miscellaneous things that you kind of, lose throughout the year. We all do it. And so what I decided to do the last couple of weeks, we have 27 brand new interviews, brand new conversations, brand new shows are coming down the pipeline. And today we have a great show. We're going to be talking to the Middletown Neighbors for their Luminaries event. And we're also going to be talking to Sydney Sinks for Blog Talk and so much more. Tomorrow, Lacey McDonald, just full of great guests. And I mean, really great conversations coming down the pipeline in the next couple of days. We got Mayor Morrow, Senator Erica Harris, Amy Ellick, State Representative Amy Ellick, and so many more great conversations coming down the pipeline. So I highly encourage you to tune in during this Christmas break and be a part of these shows. They're brand new. You've never seen these conversations before, and they're really, really good, pertinent news stories for the community and the entire region as we head into 2025. So as I said, there's not going to be top of the hour news because we are doing taped live, so live interviews, but a taped show. And I just want to say thank you all so much for a wonderful year. This has been just a great year. I can't even complain. And, I do that quite a bit on this show, and I try to find a way to, but honestly, you guys have made it a great one. You've helped me live this dream of mine a million times over each and every day, and the show keeps on growing and growing. So for my family to yours, I say Merry Christmas, and let's start this show. And all of us at RiverBender.com, as we start to embark on the Christmas journey, wish you guys a safe and prosperous one as well, and really just looking forward to it. Make sure you vote on your favorite Christmas display, the lighted displays on RiverBender.com's pinned Facebook post. But now, our first conversation of the day with the Middletown Neighbors and their Christmas Eve Luminaries event, the big one. We talk about that and the 12th day Christmas tree burning for that Epiphany. We talk all about that in this next conversation. You stay there. I'll stay here. It's Christmas in the Riverbend. More right after this.
Guys.
I got these two knuckleheads.
Sorry, man.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
On this Christmas Eve Tuesday, welcome on in as it's a little bit chilly outside, but we're ready for some fun in the next couple of days, and part of our Christmas traditions here in the 618 are the Middletown Neighbors Christmas Eve Luminaries. This is the coolest event. I mean, honestly, to drive up and down Middletown and see everything set out, and it's got to be really fun for the entire neighborhood really to be a part of this.
It is. It's a beautiful sight to behold. I mean, if you take a while to get into the Christmas spirit, drive through Middletown, see the beautiful luminaries.
My neighbor Cindy goes every year, and she sends me the best pictures. And I'm telling you what, it's just something about Lucy Haskell Playhouse, too, that just looks beautiful, and all of the sights and sounds that come with it. How long does it take to kind of set something like this up? Because it's no easy feat, I'm sure, to get out all those, bags of candles and everything else in such a quick amount of time.
In my blog, for example, I have wonderful participation. The way we work it is people sign up and they take charge of their block. So it's individuals. It's kind of divided up. There's no one person or a group doing all of Middletown. It's in little sections.
That's cool.
And and it's great. It gets all the neighbors together and everybody.
It is the community coming together.
Yeah. See, I like that. It really shows a true neighborhood and a community effort, and I think that's what makes it really unique, And now with that too, how does it sounds like a simple question, but I've always been fascinated. Who do you get the candles from? I mean, that's a lot of candles.
Well, we order it through Catholic Supply in St. Louis.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah. And so it works out perfect because when they're here delivering to the convent, OSF or to St. Mary's, they'll drop at my house. And,
I've always wanted to know that. Man.
That's the big one.
And it's a huge expense, which we're fortunate enough that is covered by Middletown Neighbors. They donate and our group pays for all of the candle costs. So no individuals who want to participate in the project have to put out money.
See, that's really, I like that option too. Yeah. And Molly, you manage the Middletown Neighbors Facebook page, don't you?
I do. And I do want to call it Duke's Bakery too for donating the luminary bags. We are very grateful for their donation. Yes. It wouldn't be the same without those.
Right. And they have been donating the bags since 2002.
Wow.
Since the inception. So,
that's incredible.
Yeah, they've been a huge participant in the neighborhood, so it's nice.
It's just incredible. And you guys have, it would be kind of hard to compete with the Middletown when you got a Duke's Bakery right in the middle of it.
That's true.
Well, Bailey, have you been out working already today, or are you guys getting ready to start?
We're getting ready to start soon.
Are you? What time's the process start on on Christmas Eve?
Well, we ask everybody to be lighting at 4:30.
Okay.
This year, it's a little iffy. I've
got a lot of texts.
I've been channel flipping all morning from forecaster to from meteorologist to meteorologist, and I'm fearful we could get rained out. But
oh no,
it's up to everybody. We do ask everybody to be lit by 4:30. As far as when they start placing everything, it's really weather dependent and their schedule dependent. We want to make it convenient for them too.
Well, and weather aside, it's one of those. Even if it's for 10 minutes, those suckers are lit. It's worth every 10 minutes for those folks to get to try. And it really is. And I think it's so cool because those little smaller kind of communities like Middletown, comparatively speaking to Alton, as a whole, those traditions like the luminaries are what make it really special to live in the entire town, and everyone comes out to see them. Now, the question is, what's the proper way to kind of observe the luminaries of Middletown? Is there like a set way to do it, that you guys kind of advise?
We like, if it's nice out, to take the truck bed with the kids and drive around slowly through town, because you always see people singing carols, you always see crowds walking along Henry especially. It's just magical.
That's really cool. I like that a lot. And Shannon, how long have you been kind of helping organize this? For quite some time, or is this?
I have been involved since the inception.
Oh wow!
Margaret Hopkins came up with her idea of highlighting Henry Street. So when it started in 2002, it was only Henry Street, and she had contacted me for my block. So I've been doing it since then. And at one point in time, as Margaret got more involved with Wreaths Across America and other things, she approached me about taking it over. And then I, in turn, approached Molly about making it a Middletown Neighbors project and extending it to all of Middletown.
That's so cool.
And so it's kind of just blossomed from there. And every year, Molly puts the word out, and people will contact me if they're interested about adding their block.
I love this. And,
So it's kind of spreading.
And we're at the dead end of Liberty, and our block captains take on about 6 blocks now, but we have a whole block party now.
That's
at
that's
noon,
cool.
We all get together with all the kids, and we have tables and sand all set up. We have a nice little assembly line, and it's probably one of the only times a year I might see some neighbors that live a little bit further away from us in that area. But then we all come back together at 4 o'clock. Everybody's running around racing to light them. So we have a really sweet spot at the dead end of Liberty. Thank you, Jason and Lindsay Krankle.
Yes, no kidding.
Thank you, guys.
Lindsay takes on a huge amount of luminaries.
That's incredible. Bailey, is it a good block party?
Yeah.
Usually hot chocolate afterwards.
Really? That's cool. Well, Molly, you take me through a little bit more of Middletown Neighbors, if you could, just because, we see a little bit more of the group now, in terms of just, the folks that don't live in Middletown. How does it work? And fill me in on what the group does.
Yeah, so we've been an organization. Friends of Haskell is how it started in, I think, the mid-90s.
Gotcha.
Carolyn Dooley, and I know Margaret Hopkins and Chris Alford have all been a huge part of what started the organization. Also, there's Lucy Haskell Playhouse. We are separate from that, but really closely. We work very closely with the Lucy Haskell Playhouse. I have been over Middletown Neighbors since about 2016. Me and my husband, we lived in Middletown for 10 years. We met at Schweigels when we were working together right out of high school. So that's the rest is history. Now we live in Middletown.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's an Alton love story right there. I love that. Seriously,
so
that's
Middletown
great.
was always the place to be for me. Yeah. And so I've been over it since 2016. Pre-COVID, we were getting ready to adopt some kiddos. So we have 3 kiddos now, 2 of which we adopted, 1 of which we had by surprise afterwards.
Wow.
But we took a step back. Actually, COVID happened, so everything took a step back. So we have been kind of de facto just trying to keep it hobbled along through COVID. But I think now we're really ready to bring it back. We've got a lot of interest from the community.
Yeah.
We used to try to meet 2 to 3 times a year. We like to have the police down to come talk to us. We usually have our aldermen will come and represent. So we're very fortunate that we had great aldermen in our district. We've had Veloff and now Strabel. So we're really happy that they've come, and they always are good partners for us. We've always had really great partners with the Park District there. And we do several major events a year, usually the Luminaries, because Shannon always chairs that. We have the yard sale in June
That's
or
a
July.
big one. There's a lot of people a part of that yard sale. I got some great furniture last year or 2 years ago.
About
Seriously.
20 homes, I think.
Yeah.
Sarah Cordes is the chair of that every year, so that's really nice. Middletown pays for the advertising for that. Our neighbors can join that for free. We are loosely based on the Middletown district of the historic district, but really if anybody is local and wants to be a part of it, they can join either the Facebook page, and if they'd like to be on our emails, we send out a little bit more information on our emails. Usually if there's crime updates, we don't usually put those out on Facebook unless there's something major that's happening, but we will send updates on any crime thing that's happening, or if there's any volunteer opportunities like the biannual trash cleanups. We haven't done those the past 2 years. Just we didn't have somebody to chair that for Middletown. But we've done the trash cleanup, Christmas lights. We've done a summer kickoff pre-COVID.
Did you really? I didn't realize that.
So we used to partner with the Bridge Church.
They have a great facility. They're good people.
And the Muni Band, they come every summer, every Sunday through the summer. So there used to be a big summer kickoff. That might be something that if we can get somebody who's interested in sharing that organization and kind of
We'll get that done
back.
today.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's a good one.
We'll get that done today.
Plus, always looking for fresh and new ideas.
Absolutely.
I didn't not to cut you. I didn't realize Middletown Neighbors was. We could all be a part of it, and it sounds silly, but I'm glad that we're kind of clarifying this in case some people see this and go, "Man, this was really cool. I want to be a part of this too."
We are not exclusive to Middletown, but we do focus on what's
You
near
should,
the
yeah,
park.
no, I get you. Well, and why not? You have a gym right there with Haskell Park and the Playhouse. I mean, why wouldn't you? There's so many cool things, and Margaret's come on this show a handful of times to talk about like the gazebo updates and all of that great stuff going on there. And it's perfect right now, really, is the weather in about a couple of months is going to start warming up, to start planning those spring outdoor getaways and taking the afternoon to go to the playhouse and grab a lunch,
Now is the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, start planning. All righty. So take me through this. So a couple hours from now, you guys are going to be starting your hopefully block party, correct?
Yeah, we'll start ours
At the end of Liberty.
At the end of Liberty at noon?
Dead end
Well,
of
I
Liberty.
don't. Yeah. We,
For your guys' participation.
For our people.
Yeah,
For the...
but for your guys, does everyone have like their own little kind of?
Yes,
I love that. That's so fun.
I enlist the block captains, and I tell them it's totally up to them how they run their block. They can. There are blocks who do the one person wants to do it all themselves. I invite my neighbors, just like Molly said, and get everybody involved. We have an assembly line also.
Shannon used to bribe people. I don't know if she still does.
Are you still a briber?
I still do. I take toffee and a Christmas card with a little note. Come to my house for all of the festivities.
I love it.
Yeah,
what have you learned throughout the 22 years of doing this event? Has there been any learning curves that come with a Luminaries event?
Well, I mean, the obvious as far as the speed and but I think it's become so cool that it's become a destination and a new tradition.
Yeah, it has.
I get notes from people, or I see comments on the Facebook page when Molly's promoting it that people are coming from Missouri all over just to drive through the neighborhood and
amazing.
just get it is just like. It is.
It's a really good
magical.
introduction to the city.
Yeah, it
you
really
come here
is.
from Middletown, and that's what you know it for. And Christmas Eve Luminaries, you come across the bridge and just come right up Henry.
Easy sell. It's an easy sell,
That's the magic. There, I just saw an open house is for during the Luminaries tonight, and I was like,
that's
is
brilliant.
A good strategy.
That's brilliant.
That'll sell the house for sure.
Hey, y'all have a moment to stick around. I got to take a quick break here and pay some bills. On this 24th day of December, it's Christmas Eve. We'll come back with more Daily Show right after this with the Middletown Neighbors and Christmas Eve Luminaries.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Christmas Eve continues on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show. Back with Bailey, Molly. Look at this. My screen keeps playing with me. It's the Middletown Neighbors, Christmas Eve Luminaries. And we got Shannon in studio. Now, I think it's really cool that there's such a structure to Middletown and the neighbors and all that. I really do. And, I mean, it's a full-on group. And, let me be the first to ask, Molly, put you in the hot seat. What's the mission statement?
Thanks for asking. Our mission statement is connecting people, improving the neighborhood, and honoring the history of Middletown. And that was something that we came up with as a group vote, a group consensus. We had 2 meetings about it and came up with it probably back in 2017.
Yeah.
Officially.
Well, and now that the gears are starting to turn here a little bit more as the clock starts to turn over here and get to almost 8 o'clock, I am starting to realize that there's some big events coming down the pipeline. There is nothing that I see more of than the tree burning that happens over at Haskell Park and all that comes with it. What couple events do we start with first?
So we'll talk about the 12th night ceremony.
This is the big one.
Yeah, that's been going on for well before my tenure. I think, again, back to Margaret and Hopkins and Carolyn Dooley. That is, anybody can donate their tree to Haskell Park. There's a burn pile if you have a real tree without lights or anything, and put it there before January 6th. And then on the 12th night after Christmas, Epiphany, we kind of have a mock... We used to have 3 wise men that would come out. We kind of gone through a lot of people in Middletown so far. We used to honor them. So now we just kind of have people lead us out. We have luminaries that line the sidewalk and the sidewalk to the playhouse as well, and the sidewalk to the big house. We usually have some sort of music. We've had the Alton Muni Band in the past. We've had local musicians. We've had people that just reach out to us and volunteer. We also have neighbors that volunteer to bring wassail, which is like a hot spice cider.
Wow.
So that's free because people just bring it and donate, and people bring their Christmas cookies that they still have hanging out, and we just pass it out to the kids. We usually have the Haynes family. They are leading us in Christmas carols. Anna Hayne is usually our fearless leader for that effort. So
she's
I
the
really
best. We all
them.
heard her voice ring in the rafters at St. Mary's a time or two. She's the best.
We are grateful for her. So that happens. And we also have the fire department. They come out and they douse the whole thing with lighting fluid, and they set it on fire, and all the kids are amazed.
That's really cool.
So that's very nice.
How quick does that go up? I've always been curious. I guess I haven't been yet, and I want to go.
That first is huge, probably 3 stories high it goes.
Oh my God.
And it takes, I would say about 15 minutes for it to go. We always have carols going during that as well. The fire department gets it lit, and we have cookies for them. So the whole thing lasts about 45 minutes usually from start to finish. It's really open house style. You can come earlier and hang out with us, see your neighbors, and then you can also stick around and see the tree catch on fire.
I love it.
Cool. That's January 6th. It's always 12 nights after Christmas. So that's Monday, January 6th. It starts at 6 p.m. And I think the tree lighting is actually at 6:30.
Really cool. Well, and now what else is coming down the pipeline?
We also have our first official meeting.
Look at this.
COVID.
Here we go. Back in the saddle.
Yes, we've had lots of people reach out, interest. People are excited about coming back out after COVID. I feel like 2025 will be back. So anybody who's interested in seeing the community group go further, we are going to have a meeting on February 6th at the Haskell House. That's a Thursday at 6 p.m. We'll talk about, we don't have enough money in the budget right now to cover next year's candles. So if everybody loves that tonight, you want to know how we can help fundraise and work on that for next year, or if there's any events we want to bring back, like that summer kickoff.
Yeah, well, and Shannon, I was kind of walking out to go in my office real quick during the break. But how many candles do you all have to buy?
Well, it varies. We happily grow every year. This year we're up to just under 5,700 candles. So,
that's incredible.
And growing, like I said, and it's wonderful seeing it spread out to the side streets.
Well, it's good to say that because, with, the growing need of, numbers of candles growing and all of that, and the money obviously keeps getting tighter and tighter every year with the cost of product. It's good to talk about that now so folks can maybe start planning ahead for how can I help out with this and make it even better,
Yeah, and if you want to get involved next year and make it even bigger and add your block to it if it's dark now.
Just saying.
Right. You can sign up, let us know, get involved too.
I love it.
Get on the email list for Middletown Neighbors, or join their Facebook group and our Facebook group, and Molly will get get you in the rotation so you're up to date with the latest and greatest.
Bailey, let me ask you over there. The Epiphany night or Christmas Eve night in Middletown, which one do you like better?
Ooh.
That's hard.
I asked you the hardest question, didn't I?
I like seeing the luminaries and helping lighting them.
That's cool.
Which night do you like better? Christmas Eve or 12th night?
Christmas Eve, there you go. I like it. Well, and what makes this event really special for you, Shannon and Molly? Whichever would like to go first. I mean, all of them, because it seems like with Middletown, it's not just a sense of pride and loving where you live, which everyone needs and very few have. It just seems like it's a bunch of people who literally just have a love for their neighborhood, coming together in their community and making these really unique events. Just from an outsider's perspective looking in, per se. What do you guys think on this?
I think Middletown is just a awesome, cool blend of history but progress.
Yeah.
We, like Molly said in our mission statement, we're trying to preserve our history of our neighborhood, but we're not afraid to move forward and do new things, and
we still care.
Yeah.
It's in a world where people are increasingly becoming digital and disconnected. This is a physical event to show up to, and we still care about our neighbors. Like, we talk to each other all the time. Everybody's constantly moving about the neighborhood. We're looking out for each other.
Yeah, it really is like that, too. And I remember having Margaret and I forget who else was on the show talking about kind of the Batman, if you will, of Middletown, and always having, eyes out on there, making sure everyone's taken care of. And I love that. I mean, that's how you literally succeed as a neighborhood in a town, and that's great. Now, I got to ask you, does it get kind of boring at this point? 22 years into this now, or are you kind of like, all right, this is a routine, we got this, or is it still special for you every year?
Oh, it's still, the routine is easier and better.
It's nice.
But no, it is just as magical and special every year.
I'm
it's
sure.
just, and
Actually, new people coming in, new kids joining.
That's got to make it really cool,
Right.
too, to see the new faces.
And new blocks get so excited when they're finally going to have their block illuminated because they've either seen or
a huge sense of pride.
Right.
I'm sure it is, honestly. And so, Molly, what are your thoughts? Are you still having fun? Is it still fresh?
Oh, I love it, and I really love that we have great chair people for events. That
Good answer.
to help run it, and it's amazing. And the pictures don't do it justice. You go out and you see it, and you light up on the inside. You try to take a picture, and it's not even.
It doesn't even
so
come
you have
close.
to see it in person. If you have time and they're lit, it's worth it.
Well, and let's talk about that again. I mean, obviously, the weather is going to be one that we got to hope for some Christmas magic a little bit, I think, this afternoon. But, hey, it's going to happen. I have a good feeling. I really do. We're on a good side here. So 4:30 is when they all light up, correct?
Correct.
And get out there as soon as you can when that sun starts to set and go be a part of something really cool.
It's beautiful. If you're not in the spirit, you will definitely be after
No
drive
kidding.
through Middletown.
If they didn't need to spend 2 hours on the Grinch, send him to Middletown.
That's
He would have
right.
been done in 30 seconds,
That's right.
Before I let you go, Molly, what's that Facebook page and ways that we can join Middletown Neighbors, learn more, and keep sharing all the great stuff you're doing?
So our Facebook page is Middletown Neighbors, and if you just want to get on there, and they have our email on there as well. I think our email is Friends of Haskell. Let me confirm that real quick because I've changed the handle in Gmail. Okay, it is. So our email is friendsofhaskellpark@gmail.com, and I'm the one who runs that. So if you want to get a connection with anybody in Middletown, let them know you want to get on it, give them their email, send the Friends of Haskell Park@gmail.com an email, or send us a message at the Middletown Neighbors Facebook page.
Really cool. Bailey, what'd you ask for Christmas?
A lot of things.
More sleep.
More sleep. Is there one big gift you like to share with the audience that you're asking for?
I know I asked for clothes.
There you go.
She's a big music fan too.
Are
we
you?
have a record player downstairs,
Oh,
so
see,
she's
I'm
been
jealous
getting into
now.
that.
See, I'm jealous now because I had a record player, but I got a newer one and I didn't like. I got to get into the real record game. You know what I'm saying here?
She's getting into it.
Well, seriously, thank you all for making it work today and coming in and talking about this. This is great for us to showcase as part of our community, because that's one of the many gems that make us special, is the luminaries and all the cool stuff you all do. So thank you. With that being said, we'll take a quick break. Christmas Eve will continue with some conversations, blog talk around the corner, and then coming up on tomorrow's show, just for all the parents out there, 10:50, Santa Claus coming to town. I was able to send him a letter. He was flying over Quebec tomorrow at this time, and he said, I'm going to swing right by the studio and say hi for a couple of minutes. So that comes down the pipeline too. We'll take a quick break. Your Tuesday morning on Christmas Eve continues right here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back to our daily show as this Christmas vacation for CJ continues. Well, not really, because we are live right now with brand new conversations. And Ruby, we've been talking about this for quite some time. We have been talking about Picklin for Honor and Gabby East Alton, the Park and Recreation Department, a great organization, great department. Right off the bat, how are we doing today?
Very good.
Good.
Thank you. The sun's out, so it's a good day.
It is a good day. Well, it'll be out for another hour and 10 minutes, I think.
That's about it, yeah.
Well, right off the bat, Ruby, we've been talking about this Picklin for Honor. How did this event come about? What was the idea, the backstory, if you will, to why we're having it?
Well, the genesis really started a little over a year ago when Robin at East Alton Parks and Rec was approached by a lady that was with American Cancer Society Relay for Life. And she said that she wanted to do a pickleball tournament as a fundraiser. So we're like, okay, we can do this. So we got people signed up and we picked the Martin Luther King weekend as a 3-day weekend to do it, which worked out very well. It was a very successful event. We raised several $1,000s with the event. Yes, we did.
That's incredible.
Yes. Between registration fees, and we had raffle baskets and sold concessions, had 50-50 drawings. A gentleman from Selkirk was there, had a silent auction for a pickleball paddle. So a lot of little things came together like that, some donations. So yeah, we were very, very pleased with that, with how it went. So then we thought it was a great idea, talking to Mike Moore, let's make it an annual event. So we decided, rather than just having it Pickling for a Cure, which is what it was last year, we would rename it to Pickling for a Cause, and then every year we would pick a different cause.
Cool. This is cool.
Yeah. So this year we went with Honor Flight, which is kind of something near and dear to my heart. Thought it was a great opportunity. A lot of people know about Honor Flight. So I talked to Mike about it and talked to Gabby and Robin, and they're like, let's go for it. So this year it's Pickling for our Cause, and our cause is Pickling for Honor Flight.
Well, just to follow up on that real quick, what's the personal connection, if you don't mind me asking, if I can?
My husband is a veteran, a Vietnam veteran, and we hear a lot about the Vietnam veterans. When they came back, they were not welcomed with open arms like the World War II veterans were. It was a much different time. I'm a child of the 60s. That had a lot to do with it, going through the whole process, when you're going to high school and afterwards, and your classmates are being shipped off because of the draft.
Yeah.
So it's just something. I have an uncle that was a World War II veteran. So I just feel very... just feel very strongly about supporting our veterans. And when I found out about what Honor Flight is actually doing, giving them this opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. at no cost to them, to see all their memorials, I just think it's an awesome,
it's amazing,
awesome organization, what they have done.
And to me, it's every veteran should have the right to go and see those memorials that they fought so very hard to earn. I 100% agree with you.
Right.
Well, and I just think this is it goes hand in hand, really, because, pickleball, in my opinion, is about community, and I see that driving down Stamper Lane in Godfrey, driving into, East Alton, and seeing the Kiesler Complex in action, and all the courts that are around the Metro East. And to kind of do it this way, where it's pickleball, it's a great sport. It's a very active one that I'm not good at. Still, I am learning. But it's also one where you can have the opportunity, while other games are going on, to have a chat about why we're doing this. And it really kind of brings that community feeling together with Honor Flight. It's a great pairing for this.
Right.
Well, Gabby, this had to be a no-brainer decision, really, for East Alton, I think, to go ahead and do this. But also, it seems like in East Alton, the mayor's office and Robin and all the folks that are around, Darren too, doing a great job of letting Park and Rec be Park and Rec.
Yes, yes. I am very thankful for our mayor. He does so much. I mean, he's offered so many free different programs that we're allowed to do. We had the summer camps and stuff. We had junior pickleball over the summer, and then because pickleball is, it's huge right now, right? It's so big. So our rules are with the Riverbend group, it's 18 and older, so that's why we have that open gym at nighttime and stuff. But there were some kids that we found that also want to get involved with it. So we're actually doing a junior pickleball over Christmas break. Their kids ages 10 to 17 can come.
What date?
They're going to be on the 23rd, the 27th, the 30th of December, and then the 2nd of January. We were trying to fit it in over Christmas break, but not, overload the kids, too much. So it's from 12 to 2 on those days. I have more information on our Facebook page.
Do you have to sign up for the entire series, or is it
a day? You can pick a day, or you can sign up for all four, however you want to do it. We're just trying to get more people involved in it. We're thinking about maybe eventually starting family nights where people can come play with their kids, and it's not, all adults that are there, because that's those adults, I mean, they get competitive. They are very, very good. So
Ruby doesn't know what you're talking
she
about.
has no idea. I hear them on Mondays, Monday and Wednesdays, just they're just yelling in the gym, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like it's intense.
You're
in there.
staying away from the gym on a Monday.
Oh yeah.
And I think it goes into a bigger point too, because right now the conversation is we got to get kids off of these screens. It's got to get back to being active and at least doing something together that's outside, that's not just tied into this false reality that we're starting to live in.
Right.
And to do pickleball is such a great family event too, and activity. It's brought up a great point. Why not learn the sport as a family and really go out there on a Sunday throughout the year and have that as family time that's healthy and enriching and also fun.
Yeah.
Well, and it's one of the very few sports that is multi-generational.
Yeah.
We have grandparents playing with grandchildren. We have parents playing with their children. So like I say, it's community and it's family, and I don't know of any other sport where you see that. They might go out on the golf course and hit a few balls, but it's not the same competition that's going on. Like I say, there's no place else you can go, and it's a quick game. It's easy to learn. It's all skill levels. Don't need a lot of equipment. It's not lugging around all your soccer balls.
Right. Yeah, I know that from experience.
Right.
Oh, goodness.
Right. Yeah. So like I say, there's just so many positives with it. It's a fast game. Less than 15 minutes, you've got a game finished. It's not going on for hours.
It's
not
not
golf. You go out for 4 hours.
Oh goodness! And you start crying because it's only the front nine. You got one more. So why don't we do this? Because we do have to take a break here and thank some sponsors. But I would like to, Gabby, if you could, let's talk about those dates and times again, just for the parents, and let's give all of them just in case, because this is going to run, folks. That we kind of talked about this with the audience. I broke the news that I would be taking about a week off, but these are still brand new shows. So this will air on Christmas Eve. We'll run this, so that way we can get 3 or 4 of those dates out ahead of time and get everything going.
Okay.
What dates were those again?
So we have December 23rd.
Okay.
December 27th. December 30th. And January 2nd.
What times?
12 to 2.
And how much is the entry?
Free. Of course, thanks to Mayor Carlton. It's free. He's great.
Other towns better start stepping up here with your $35 registrations. That's all I'm saying over here. Hey, we'll take a quick break, but we're going to talk more about pickling for Honor Flight. It's pickling for a cause. We're having a little bit of a glitch on my screen I'm seeing here now, but that's what post-production's for. You stay there. We'll stay here in the studio right here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with Roy.
Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you. Oh, thank God those microphones are off. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Christmas Eve continues right here. And, Ruby, let's talk.
Oh, no, we won't go there.
Oh, no. So let's talk all about Picklin for a Cause. This time, Picklin for Honor Flight. A wonderful, wonderful opportunity to help veterans that really served our country with distinguished honor. And now, Ruby, what day is this tournament?
This is on Saturday, January 18th and 19th. So we're doing women's and men's doubles on Saturday. So it'll be a full day. And then on Sunday, we're doing mixed doubles.
Really fun.
And then we actually had to add another division for the Sunday mixed doubles because it was an overwhelming response to that. So we're going to really run 3 divisions now on Sunday, so it'll be a bit longer day.
That's really cool. And now, are you still looking to fill a couple of divisions?
We still have spots in women's division and in men's. What we call 2.5 skill level, which is kind of a novice, we refer to it that way.
Okay.
And then in the skilled, which is a 3.5 skilled level, in men's and women. So we're open. We'll get you in there. I don't care what your skill level
You'll find
is.
a way.
We'll find a place for you. It was a sellout last year, so I have that precedent to meet or exceed.
And we're exceeding. We aren't here to meet them anymore.
We are all about exceeding.
That's right. And how do we register? What's the cost?
It is $35 per person for one event, and then if you sign up for both, it's just an additional $5. So basically $40 for both events.
Wow.
And you can either register in person at Keesler. They have the forums there. You can register in person and pay cash there, or go online to signupville.com /East Alton /pickleball.
We will link all of that, so all you will have to do is click and go. How about that? And,
That's perfect.
And what a great way to make that affordable. And honestly, you know, I was being tongue-in-cheek with the park and rec registration for some village and towns because they are $35, but for a tournament like this where it's out and about and you're having a cup, this is a great cost for that.
And there's going to be some really cool prizes.
I'm nosy, Ruby. You got to fill me in.
I can't give it all away at this point. But we do pay, if you will, first place in each division.
Really cool.
Both team members will receive kind of a cool acknowledgement of their accomplishments.
And now, I think that there's so many people out there, maybe are snowbirds, like my parents, they like to hang out in Florida for the January month in the condo and come on back, and there's some that maybe can't. Getting surgery done, you never know where life brings us anymore. You know, my dad just getting his knee replaced kind of brought that reality to it, you know.
Yeah.
But how can we help? Can we donate? If I can't participate, but I go, Ruby, I love this. I think what you're doing is great. Here's $5,000. Would you take it?
I would take the receipt. I would take $5,000, yes.
We've had crazier checks written on this show. That's why I just wanted to. I really want to drive that message home too, because I think sometimes we feel like we can only help if we participate, but sometimes, you know, just being able to say, hey, you know, in all reality, here's a couple of $100, here's $100 just to go towards this. How are we able to do that? Do we just get in touch with you?
Well, that would probably be the easiest thing, is maybe stop by the Keesler Recreation Complex down in East Alton and just hand them a check. The check should be made out to, you can either do it to Land of Lincoln Honor Flight or East Alton Parks and Rec Department. So you could do it either way, but we'll take it. That'd probably be the easiest way to do it, or they can contact me and I'll pick up anything. We're also looking for donations to use in our concession area, and primarily we're looking for pies and cakes.
Nice.
So we're going to, we put on the invitation or on the registration form, there will be pie. So, you know, that was one thing we learned last year. People wanted a few more refreshments. We just had basically cold pizza last year. So we're trying to step up our game this year.
Yeah.
So I think Robin wants to make her famous chili.
I think so. I know we've talked about like nachos, pretzels, hot dogs, whole bunch like your, you know, regular concession stuff. So Robin's definitely, I mean, if you've ever had Robin's cooking,
you're in for a good experience. Yeah, that's right.
The Keesler Recreation Complex smells so good every time I go down there, because Robin is baking muffins or she's doing something.
Yes.
Well, it's just incredible what you all accomplish over there. And I want to wrap up with touching a little bit more about that. But Ruby, what else can we do right now to promote this? What else are you looking to kind of get out? Are there any FAQs that you've been reached out with, you know, frequently asked questions that you'd like to kind of maybe answer today?
Actually, it's gone pretty well. Probably the main question I always get is, do I need a partner to sign up?
Good, yeah.
And it is preferable that you've already selected a partner to register, because taking single registrations and then trying to find a partner leaves us hanging, possibly.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, if that would be the best thing, is find your partner, go online, get signed up. Go from there. And also, I just want to acknowledge a lot of the restaurants in the area have already donated pies, cakes. So any
you don't even have to worry no more.
It's there, but any eating establishment out there that would like to donate a pie or a cake that would either be sold by the slice in our concession, or it might be used as a raffle prize as well.
Can I point something out?
Absolutely.
You are a great Ruby goes, hey, can you give me the background of how this kind of interview goes? You're a legend. You just came in here without, you didn't even look at your notepad once. That was incredible. This was fun.
Absolutely. Let's do this again.
Well, and honestly, it's just so cool to hear about the growth and really Madison County's embrace of the sport of pickleball. And like you said, and I really want to have you back on to talk about that personal connection, that multi-generational, because I feel like grandparents, my parents are in that transition where I have an older brother and my nephews are now, at that age where they're 12, and my dad and mom are getting older, but to be able to still be able to have activities with your grandkids, that goes a long way.
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
Well, I just have to say, it is multi-generational, and our senior most player will be 92 years old in February.
It's incredible.
And
That's
she
amazing.
plays a couple times a week. She visits her family. She has 5 children spread across the country. She plays pickleball in Dallas, in South Carolina, in Atlanta, in Iowa.
Oh my God.
So, we have them range from 18 years of age up to 92. And it's just such an awesome social experience.
It really is.
That's probably more what pickleball is about than the competitive side of it. Just the friends that you make and the community that we've established out there.
Well, and seriously, I couldn't have said it better myself, and I can't wait to talk with you again, Ruby. Thank you so much for your time. And Gabby, before I let you go, you're still in the hot seat here.
Okay.
When do we get the kiddos out to Keesler?
So you can get them out. You can call in and register or come in and register.
What's the phone number?
618-259-7411. You can call that. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, so call anytime. And if, for some reason we aren't there, if you call on the weekend, you can always leave a voicemail. But we're doing junior pickleball for them, for kids ages 10 to 17, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on December 23rd, 27th, 30th, and then January 2nd.
Just incredible. Thank you guys so much for your time today. Have a very, very Merry Christmas to all of you. Have a good rest of your Christmas, because guess who's coming down the pipeline tomorrow? You guys know?
Yeah.
Santa Claus. He's stopping by. I called. I said, hey, I know you might be in Waukegan. I don't know where you'd be. But he goes, actually, CJ, I'm going to be flying near Quebec, but I'll turn around and I'm going to fly into the studio and talk to the kids. So that's who's coming down the pipeline tomorrow. But hey, guys, today's all about being with you and your family. It's Christmas Eve, so go have fun. Quit working, John. Yeah. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, try your best to stay out of jail.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good. Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1,000,000. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Stephanie joins us now from Ameren, and really excited about this. I've been wanting to be a part of the smart thermostat craze for a couple of months now. I saw the emails, and now to have Stephanie on the show and continues our conversation with Ameren, really cool to have this. And Stephanie, how are we doing this morning?
Doing fabulous. What about you today?
Oh, we are fresh off the RiverBender.com Christmas party, so I'm a little tired, but when Brian said that we had a chance to talk about the Google Nest promotion, I was all in because so many people have talked about this at lunch, and, even with friends of mine that have gotten the emails, and to talk about this in more ways that Ameren can help us help ourselves, that's great.
Yeah.
So you fill me in on this. How long have you been at Ameren just overall?
So I've been with Ameren over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Great place to work. Love it. Watching my coworkers, all of us are growing up and becoming adults. So it's really great, really great.
Well, and this is a really great thing to talk about, too, because for a limited time, obviously, Ameren Illinois' energy efficiency program that we've talked about on the show before is offering that Google Nest thermostat for $0, tax shipping included. There's no cost. There's no asterisk by that. And, take me through why it's so important for Ameren to have these type of incentives, these programs for, its residents that it covers and helps each and every day.
Yeah, well, actually, it's residential and businesses can take advantage of having a smart thermostat.
Wow.
The smart thermostat will help you manage your energy usage. Mm-hmm. So either you can set your own schedule, or there's an eco setting that's on there as well that will help you manage your energy usage. So basically, the bottom line is we know that it's going to get cold outside this winter. So we want you to be able to manage that energy usage so that your bills aren't as high.
Well, and I think for so many people, especially if you have the regular thermostat or the one that we're used to maybe growing up with, right before we leave the house every day, we might, crank that sucker down a couple of degrees and make sure we can not let it run all day. But with this, it seems like it really does bring the power truly to the consumer when it comes to monitoring what goes on inside the home when we're gone.
Absolutely. That is so true. So I guess the greatest benefit of having a smart thermostat, it's also you're able to control the smart thermostat by way of your smartphone. So you just mentioned you're away, or when you're trying to turn your thermostat down, or when you're away. Well, you can do that anywhere as long as there's a Wi-Fi connection. I often sometimes I'm rushing out the house and then I say, oh my God, I forgot to turn my thermostat down. Well, I go straight to my phone and I turn it down, and I have no worries after that, because then I know that I'm not wasting energy and I'm not heating up an empty home.
See, and that to me is just so important, because that's where a lot of, I feel like my bill comes into play. Is it's, I look at the times I go, man, I'm only really at my house living for a couple of hours each and every night and then going to bed. Yep. And then you don't realize, we're heating our homes for nobody for 8 hours every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is totally wasting energy. So the smart thermostat will help you stop doing that. Of course, that's what we want to do. So you can set that thermostat to what you need while you're at home with your family. But when you go away, you can either manually set it to what you want it to be, or again, use that smartphone to set it and basically forget it.
Well, and it seems like, too, just from looking at my energy bill through Ameren and looking through those details, it's really cool to see that data, and see how we're kind of being in our own homes. And it really puts into perspective, are we really, being mindful about those things? Because we might see the bill get up a little bit for a couple of months and not realize that our usage went way up. And it seems like, with this, we're able to track that a little bit closer, too, and really understand how much energy we're actually using, because I think so many of us don't truly know.
Yeah, and it's kind of one of the things that we probably don't pay attention to because we're used to just being comfortable.
Right.
But the smart thermostat will allow you to set those desired temperatures when you need it, and then, of course, lower that temperature when you don't need it, or even just to help you save on the energy usage.
Well, and that's not to cut you off, but this is where I get excited because my parents got one and they love it. I mean, I know my dad does because they're in Florida. They have a condo, so when they go out of town, they know that their house is still taken care of and there's nothing running when it doesn't need to be. But it's I also saw that people are saving some money off of their bill because of this, and 10, 12, 15% adds up pretty quickly throughout the year.
Yes, it does. Our heating and cooling costs is one of the largest bills that we have. So whenever there's opportunity to save, we need to do just that. And again, the smart thermostat will help you do that. But that 10 to 12%, it does add up, and you end up saying, oh, wow, I did save on my energy bill. And all it just takes is a little bit of kind of getting into it, turning it down, utilizing the eco setting, utilizing that smart thermostat for what it actually does, and it will help you save.
Well, and on top of that, too, I didn't even understand this HVAC monitoring really until I started reading some notes yesterday about it from Brian. And this is what I think is really cool. My family has a sewer cleaning business. My uncle runs it and owns it, and he does a great job. But we always talk about preventative maintenance and how far that can go. And it seems like this is a preventative maintenance kind of tool right here where we can maybe catch some things a little bit earlier.
Absolutely. So one of my favorites is it gives you a notification that says it's time to change your filter.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one for me, because I need reminders.
Me too.
So and it's a very important reminder, because if you don't change your filter, then you're allowing your system to not operate as efficient as you would like it to. Plus, you're going to be taking in debris, and then that gets into your home, and then all sorts of things kind of start happening.
And when we're just
with that one notification, you're able to change that filter, and it pops up every 3 months.
Well, and what a great follow-up, too. We just had Brian and Jake on the show a couple of days ago, and we were talking about natural gas safety and how, not having that filter cleaned out can cause some issues, too. So it's just a little bit more of that proactive approach to really make sure you're maintaining all of those important components of your home.
Absolutely. You are correct.
This is great. I love this. So take me through what it means to be Energy Star certified. I see this on so many appliances now, and I'm one of those consumers, Stephanie, that I don't pay too much attention, and that's a fault of my own. But is that Energy Star certified? Is that what we really should be looking for on any product for appliance and any type of device like this?
Absolutely, because what that tells you is that that particular appliance or device is going to operate at its highest efficiency.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yes, that is very important to pay attention to.
Well, and what I think is really great about the smart thermostat too, and I'll be honest, because my generation really does care about the way things look, and it looks really modern. It's not one of those bulky grandma thermostats that I got in my house right now that just, that white block on the wall. And, I think that's that's a really great, kind of incentive too for people, because it's not going to take away maybe from the aesthetic of their home. But
that's correct.
Stephanie, how is this possible through Ameren? How are you guys able to provide these thermostats? Because, they are very nice thermostats. I mean, MSRP, I saw, 129, or, some of these get pretty expensive.
Yeah. So we partner with Google.
Wow.
And Google Nest, and that's what helps us to provide this particular product to customers at no cost at all. And really, we just want to make sure that all of our customers can take advantage of it, whether they're residential or business. We want everybody to be able to take advantage of this particular offer.
And, on the business side of things, I didn't realize it was for businesses as well. That is so important, because we're talking, especially for folks here in Alton that have maybe an older building that they're utilizing.
Yes.
Man, that's good to monitor. And now what I think's cool, I saw that it takes no time. I mean, I could even put this in if I wanted to.
Yeah, well, I was able to put it in.
Oh,
so
there we go.
If I can do it. If I can do it, then anybody can absolutely do it.
Well,
but yes, it only takes that at least at most 30 minutes. And if you can do it yourself, or if you have just a little bit of a struggle, we do have a tutorial that's on our website that will help you get that installed, get your app in place, and then you're ready to go.
How cool is that? You know what I think's amazing, Stephanie? 20 years ago, you'd have to call somebody to put that thermostat in and hope for the best, hope it's not a pain. And now we can do it ourselves and look up a video for it,
Exactly. That's the best.
Well, and I also saw, just for folks to go, hey, we don't want just one, we have maybe a different looking room. It comes in multiple colors. I didn't realize that until I just double checked here too. So that's another cool incentive for folks, that you can find one that's perfect for your space.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You can, it goes with whatever you have in your room. So if you're like me and want to decorate and want to make sure things are matching or looking perfect, yes, it's available to you in different colors. And you can kind of shop that way as well once you get online and place your order for it. So you can kind of pick which color that's best for you.
Well, and if it's okay, it kind of leads me into another question that I've been really having lately, and it's about this modernization of our homes. It seems like, when I was growing up and in high school, we were kind of on the precipice of this smart home and what it looks like. I remember being in 7th grade and seeing the commercial that had the mirror, the screens on the countertop, and we were FaceTiming our, just crazy stuff. But this smart home is really coming into play. And I'm noticing too, there's some smart sockets and some things out there. And is it okay if we talk about that for a couple of minutes?
Sure.
Because
actually, with the offer that we have for the zero cost smart thermostat.
Man, look at that. Can you hold that up again? That looks just that is nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to get that today.
Absolutely. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to AmerenIllinoisSavings.com/nest, and then that's where you can just place your order. Wow. And it'll be shipped right to you, again at zero cost, because you mentioned that at the beginning, but it is actually at zero cost. Yes.
So cool. And now so with the smart thermostat, do the smart sockets come with it? Is it a part of that deal?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Here it is right here. Yep,
Oh.
that's the smart socket. So this is bundled with that Google Nest thermostat. And again, this is also at zero cost to the customer. So when they place their order, they're going to receive the smart thermostat and the socket together.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, seriously. So with the smart socket, do you utilize one?
Yes, I have the smart socket. Yes.
And now, what do you use yours for, if you don't mind me asking?
So for me, I am one who forgets to turn lights out.
Me too.
Yes, or turn them off. So what I do is I plug in my favorite lamp that I always leave on. And my husband says, could you turn that lamp off? But I use that to turn off the lamp. So what's really good about the smart socket too, and the Google Nest, is that you can operate it by way of your smartphone.
Wow.
So you're just downloading an app. And even if I'm in my bedroom and I really don't want to get up to turn that light off, well, I can do so by my my smartphone.
Well, and I was also thinking too, now that you started talking about the lamp, for some people that I'm notorious for this, I always leave my lights off when I leave the house and I come back and it's pitch black inside, and I always think this is the ID channel ready to happen here, you know? And but, you know, to be able to power, you know, your lamp on while you're, you know, driving pulling up to the house and lighting your house up so you can step inside instead of keeping it on for 8 hours while you're gone, that's 10 times better.
That is 20 times better.
Yeah.
So yes, but that goes for both the smart thermostat and the socket.
Yeah.
So if you're on your way home and you just want your home to be just right comfortable for you, and you want a light on so that you can see when you come in, then yes, go to your smartphone, go to that app, turn up your thermostat to your desired setting.
Turn up your savings.
I'm telling you, or turn that light on, and then you're good. When you come in, it's just like you're going from one to the other.
Well, and another big safety note for so many people, and I freak out about this all the time, is the heat and, you know, the power surge. And it's, you know, this is a safe outlet. You know, this is heat resistant. It's tough. And it really is meant for this type of workload.
Absolutely. It's meant to help you be safe in your home, or more safer in your home, because just as you mentioned, different things can happen. So this smart socket will help to eliminate some of those things, because it's providing a safer method of kind of plugging into something that will help you, you know, light up your home or turn on your television, not have a whole bunch of cords going around. But this smart socket will help with that.
Absolutely. And, you know, Stephanie, thank you so much for your time and joining us. And now, how long does this promotion run? Just so I can make sure that I get this in my house. I'm serious. I'm all in.
Yeah. So, well, you're all in, and you only have 12 days to be all in, because it ends December 31st. You can log in again to AmeronIllinoisSavings.com/nest. Place your order through the 31st of December. So they say 12 days to Christmas. Well, it's 12 days to get this smart thermostat.
There you go. It's 12 days to keep your energy bill snug. Stephanie Robinson, the Senior Program Supervisor at Energy Efficiency with Ameren. And really just great to have Ameren on a couple of times this week, especially as the weather starts cooling off. And Stephanie, you're welcome back anytime to keep us informed on how we can continuously help ourselves.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me, and happy holidays to all the listeners, to you, your families. Happy holidays. Enjoy.
Same to you. And by the way, that is a beautiful Christmas tree. I wasn't going to let you go without showcasing that. That is beautiful, Stephanie.
Well, but you know what? It's not a lot to it. I bought the one that had the snow on it to make it more efficient for myself. So yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem. Hey, at 9:47, we'll take a quick break in the heart of the 618. More Daily Show comes right around the corner after this one.
Guys. I got these two knuckleheads. Sorry, man.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Having a wonderful Christmas time.
Little ominously low-flying plane there. Did you see that? That was a live shot of our nation's capital, where we might go back in just a couple of moments. We'll see.
Right.
That was a very low point.
Yeah.
All right. Ray Morales, couple of months into the saddle now at Rolling Hills. How's life treating you?
Yeah, it's going good. Some people say Rolling Hills Golf Course. We like to say Rolling Hills Golf Club.
Oh.
Where membership has its privileges.
I like it now, man. There we go.
There we go, yeah.
Where's the shirt?
Right, yeah, it's coming.
I would
it's
golf
coming.
in that son
It's
of a
coming,
gun.
Yeah.
Well, and being serious and not patronizing you because you're, we're buddies and all that, but people love it, man. They love the changes, and they weren't abrasive. Like it seemed like it really fit everyone's kind of preferences. It didn't take anybody out of the rhythm. You guys have done a great job.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of said, we call it the Rolling Hills Golf Club because that's kind of years ago. I think they even tagged it the Augusta of Godfrey. So we kind of want to make that club feeling,
That's cool.
Yeah, that club feeling where everybody's welcome and it's very inviting and stuff like that. So we've been doing a lot of work, and we've got the lounge out there that we just taken to calling it the lounge at the club. And so we've had some few parties out there and stuff, and we've kind of decorated for the holidays and everything, and everybody really appreciates the change, and it's more
really
welcoming.
cool. It is, and it's what I think is cool is you guys are having fun with it, and that's what's coming through because no one's going to enjoy it unless you guys are. You know what I'm saying? And to me, the layout of the lounge is cool because the way that the windows are, you have a great setting no matter what time of year it is.
Yeah.
Perfect for this stuff.
Yeah, and we've got. We've had a few parties out there, and usually when you come in, you got the bright lights. Well, we had recessed lights, and we changed all those in and put in a nice daylight, so it kind of gives it a different feel at night.
Yeah.
It's not the bright,
Where have you been on Saturday?
Right? Yeah, it's almost kind of a lounge feeling.
That's
that's what
super cool.
we're kind of getting back to. We want to get back to. We want people to come out and hang out.
That's what golf's about.
We don't have a lot of food out there now, but we're working on it. So we're kind of doing different things.
Any thoughts for what that food could eventually turn into?
No, not right now. Right now, we're just kind of working on some basic sandwiches and stuff, and always the classic golf course hot dog and brat.
There you go.
You can't go wrong with that, But we will be having Morales Tacos out there probably a couple times this year. So
I'm excited for that.
And maybe a couple other food trucks for different special events and stuff like that.
Really cool. Well, the public has a really good opportunity to come out on New Year's Day, correct, and be a part of this open house and tournament?
Yeah, we have... We've kind of gone back to the tradition. The tradition continues. It kind of went away for a few years, but I'm going to bring it back. And it's a 3-man blind draw, which is great. You don't know who your partner is. You just show up. We draw at 10 o'clock.
I will say this just I will not be putting my name in just to save everybody from the sorrow. So just that's out of the hat now.
Well, you never know. You make a putt. You hit one good shot. You're good.
That's
golden,
normally how I do it.
Yeah, that's all that matters. As long as you contribute a little bit.
I did win skins one time this year.
There you go. See, that's all it takes.
Thank
one
you.
time, right? And you're hooked. But yeah, we got that going, and then we'll start that tournament at 11, and then the open house is going to open up at noon, and we encourage everyone to come out and just see the changes we've made, and maybe look at some of the deals we got going on, the membership deals. We've got three good levels of memberships for everyone if they want to come out and check that out. We also have bundles where you can, if you don't play a whole lot but you want to get out and play maybe 5-10 times. We've got 5 rounds at Rolling Hills you can buy, and then we're also going to give you 4 rounds at Spencer T.
Well, and honestly, by the way, no rain in the forecast on New Year's Day, and it's going to be mid-40s, so that's going to be a nice day for golf. Honestly, that'll be a fun one.
Bring more people out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah,
no, 100%.
A lot of people wait and see,
That's why I pulled up. I wasn't going to say it if it was showers or snowing. I was just going to kind of let them figure it out on their own. But no, we can promote this now.
Sure,
Good weather.
Well, and we call it an all-weather event because it is an all-weather event.
Well, that's what makes it fun.
And even if there's snow on the course, we actually get out there and play.
Now, how do you manage snow? Because I've hit in sand, but I've never hit in snow. Does it have any impeding factors?
Yeah, one year I played, I remember we had probably about 6-8 inches of snow, but we had a layer of ice over the top of it. So you didn't lose your ball because it didn't go into the snow. It just rolled on.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So
that's fun.
And other times it's been just a little chilly, and other times people are out there in shorts because the weather's so
here's
nice.
the better sales pitch too. I mean, think about it. You are going to be in-lawed out by the time New Year's rolls around, and you're going to need about 4 to 5 hours on a golf course to get through the rest of the year. Well, this is really cool, man. Now, what's the entry fee for this?
It's just $40, and it's only a 9-hole event. So
that's perfect.
And that gets your golf, your cart, your range balls, and entered into the contest, on-course contest. And then also food. We're going to have chili that is going to be free to everyone for the open house. So,
really cool.
Yeah. So it's a tradition that they started, probably 30, 35 years ago out of Rolling Hills.
Wow.
And so I want to continue that. And
I like that.
And make it, because everybody kind of looks forward to that. We did the Yip Yip Open, which is the day after Thanksgiving, because a lot of people had asked about it. We had a good turnout, but it was a little colder than it's
By the way,
forecasted for
Yip
this
Yip
one.
is like an Alton term. I went to St.
Right.
Louis and used that, and at KTRS they looked like I was having a stroke. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. They look at you,
You're like, what the hell is a
and
Yip
then you
Yip?
gotta look at it like Sloppy Joe. Well, why don't you just call it Sloppy Joe?
Yeah.
Well, we're from Alton. We call it Yip Yip. Yeah, So, and we had Yip Yips that day, and everybody really loved that too.
And honestly, just you talking about, like bringing back the tradition, because now my brain's going, because I had a migraine for 15 hours yesterday. Just kind of thank God for Mike and his medicine drawer up there of naproxen and Advil. But I remember, Charlie would talk about those things and going to the open house and stuff and sitting there, and he liked it. I mean, honestly, that's cool that you're bringing that back now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, and it's good. And like you said, you come out there, you got a good view of the course and hang out. And we found, I've been posting a few of the pictures we found on from past year's events, and we'll have the albums out there people can go through. And it's from, all the way back to the late 90s.
That's cool.
To now. And then we even have a book of the pictures they took while they were building the new clubhouse there and the new front nine. So you can come out and check that out and look at that and everything.
I like it. You got a moment to stick around? I got to pay a bill.
Sure, absolutely.
10:15, little bit of change, more day. Oh my goodness! See, this damn thing's been fighting me all day. I promise you, I did put some effort into this today.
Right.
I do have it labeled. That is Ray Morales with Rolling Hills, talking all things New Year's tournament and the open house with some great chili. We'll talk more about it after this.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
The jeweler gave to me 7 packs of smokes, 6 packs of 2, 4, 5. And a beer.
Kinsey Brothers. Welcome back, Ray Morales. See, you did it again, Ray. Look at that.
12.
Even it's ready for Christmas break. It's like, just go ahead.
Right, yeah, right.
Well, I wanted to go back and touch on these bundles and passes because, to me, we always make the mistake. An honest one, it's like we got everything done for Christmas, but there's that one gift we forgot.
Right.
This is a really good gift that you can get last minute, and you aren't feeling guilty about it because it's a quality gift.
Right.
So, what's the best option? For like the average golfer you're talking about, like the 10 to 20 times a year, what does that kind of give that individual with that bundle purchase?
Yeah, that would be our preferred membership. And right now, if you get it before the end of the year, it's only $239, and you get a access fee. So every time you come out, you'll just pay $15 for 9 holes or $22 for 18.
Really cool.
Instead of the full rate, yeah. So if you're getting out playing 10 to 20 times a year, excuse me, that's perfect for you.
The weather's coming, man. We're getting rain the next 3 days.
And a lot of people will. There's a lot of people, just want to play once a week, maybe, so 4 or 5 times a month or throughout the year, 4 or 5 months out of the year.
And that's a good way to look at it, too, because I wouldn't even, for me, I'm like, how many times do I golf? But you're right. If you have a weekend golfer, that's an easy 4 to 5 in the summer,
It's a fun course, and and that also gets you access to all 27 holes. 18 regulation and our 9 executive.
Your executive course is one of the best. I really believe so. But honestly, what I think Rolling Hills is so cool for you guys being in the middle of town to have the layout and the dips and the lakes. I mean, that's pretty impressive to have that look in the middle of kind of a rural area, you know?
Yeah, right, yeah. Kind of a lot of farmland around.
Yeah, it's really cool.
They have the hills, yeah.
Well, and that's why I think it's just such a great place because you can, in the middle of Godfrey, you go through about 3 different terrains,
Right,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. Most people like it. They like the challenge of it. It's a total, the front 9 and the back 9 are totally different. As far as
really?
Landscape.
Oh yeah, get you. Yeah.
Like that. The front's a little more flat, and then we got more of the hills in the back.
And that's where I start to get a little grouchy is on the back. The front's okay, but when I get to the back, that's normally where things get dangerous.
The front's a little more open, so it's a little windier, and then you get to the back, and there's more tree lines, so it's you're hidden from the wind, especially during the wintertime.
To the guy driving the Dodge Sienna, I'm sorry for your windshield. No, I'm I'm just kidding. But with that being said, too, have you had a lot of opportunity to golf this time around the Horn because you're working all the time? Do you still get out there?
Every now and then, not a lot, maybe once a week. I know past week when it was pretty nice out there, a couple times I just wanted to lock the door and go hit some balls a little bit. Wait for people to come up and say, I'll be right there. But yeah, surprisingly, I get asked, we always get asked a couple questions about this time of year, and it's like, are you guys open?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Are there people out there playing golf? And yes, we're open. We're out there, usually doing our winter projects, or about this time of year, November and December, we start selling our bundles and our memberships and our gift certificates. So we're open for people to come out and purchase those. But they also ask, do people actually go out there and play?
Yeah.
And they're like, absolutely. Just yesterday, we had about 20 people come out and play, and a couple days before that, when it was a little chillier, we had about 10 people come out and play. So there's golfers will get out and play, and that's kind of the way I am with golf. If it's 40 degrees, sunshine, no wind,
that's
you'll
it.
find me on the
If there's
golf course.
no wind and rain, I'm in.
Right,
If there's wind or any type of that, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Well, Ray, what time is the open house again on the 1st?
The open house is going to start at noon.
Okay.
Yeah, and the tournament, the 3-man blind draw, be there at 10 for the draw, and 11 shotgun start.
I get the timing now. Makes sense. Then it rolls right into each other.
Right,
there you go. Yeah. Well, Ray, what's the best way to stay up to date on Rolling Hills stuff?
You can follow us on Facebook.
Okay.
Or if you're not on Facebook, just check our website. It's through Facebook or our website, our actual website. But find us on Facebook. If you're not a Facebook member, just go to www.facebook.com/the Augusta of Godfrey.
I love it. Yeah. Ray Morales, always good to see you, man.
Thanks,
I'll grab a taco whenever I see you at the golf course. Absolutely. We'll take a quick break here. Coming back with more Daily Show at 10:22. A little bit of change on this 23rd day of December right after this.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very
Alrighty. Blog Talk. You know, you always get the end of the stick. Because I'm always exhausted by the time we tape your blog talks.
Well, I'm happy to be here, so we'll just
And you spread some Christmas cheer to me already. Going to stop by my friends at Germania Brew House and see how the gang's doing. I'm excited. Thank you.
Well, no, thank you. Happy Christmas. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Now, you're off tomorrow, aren't you?
I am off in the afternoon
Oh,
tomorrow.
you're going to come in today?
Yeah, so I'll be there in the morning.
Tomorrow? Whatever the hell?
Whatever day this is.
I don't even know when it's airing.
I'll be here on Christmas Eve morning. And then
Same here.
I'll see you then.
The gang will be all here. Alrighty. Well, Sydney, it's been a busy year for you.
It has been, yeah, hectic.
But a good year for you.
It's been very good, yeah. So, yeah, busy but hectic.
And with that being said, there's no better way to start the new year with balancing mental health and that work-life balance and helping others with it too. And you were mental health first aid certified.
Way to get there, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Hey, I'm not always energetic, but I have an avenue. I normally have an avenue.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I got mental health first aid certified, which means basically I have the certification for 3 years, and it's just like CPR or physical first aid certification, except for people experiencing symptoms or crises in the mental health
See, I don't like this. Now you're going to be able to know when I'm under some stress here.
I got you. That's what I said. I said if anyone is everyone having a crisis, I got you.
So what does it teach you?
Well, so I'm being a little bit facetious with that. Obviously, like I'm not a professional, but
honestly, you kind of deceived me.
Thank you. Well, let it be known that I could be, but I'm not. So, but that being said, it was a 9-hour training. So I got there. It was a busy day. I got there. I filled out a couple of forms beforehand, just like some pre-evaluation, pre-work kind of stuff. And then I showed up in 9-hour training, and we basically learned some of the symptoms of an emerging or a worsening mental health challenge.
Yeah.
And a couple of common mental health disorders in the country, and the point is we're not here to treat or diagnose anybody. We're just here to help people get to the next step, right? So that's kind of the goal, is just to help people tide them over and get them to the next appropriate resource.
Well,
so it was kind of about that.
Vitally important because, I mean, you never know when that one saving grace is going to be there for somebody having
on the brink of
Absolutely,
a
yeah.
mental breakdown or whatever they're going through. So to at least have some knowledge on the warning signs of it's really good. Now, did you learn something?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I learned a lot and asked a lot of questions. Yeah.
It wasn't one of those that you kind of just retained the information you kind of already knew. Like you actually learned some new stuff?
Yeah, so I'm lucky in that I have been, I've been pretty informed on like a lot of mental health stuff, and I think that's part of our generation too. We just know a lot
you
more
write
about
a lot about it too, so you have to kind of know.
I do write a lot. I'm very passionate about it, so I do write a lot about mental health and that kind of thing. And so it's something that I did know a lot of already, but there's a lot that I learned, and there's a lot too. You know, what do you do when someone's in a crisis? That's a hard question. So no matter what kind of crisis it is, whether it's suicidality or a substance use crisis or situation with psychosis or whatever the situation is, it just is a good thing to kind of learn what to even do, because I think a lot of people find themselves in these situations with someone they love and they're like, wow, I didn't even
and they make it
realize.
worse.
Well, or worst case scenario, you do make it worse by just not knowing any better. And so that was something and like a lot of people, I was like, why would I need to know this? I'm immune to this. But the truth is, 1 in 5 Americans has a diagnosable mental illness, and over half of us will experience a mental health challenge in our lifetime. So even if it's not you, it's someone you love potentially. So gotta be careful.
And it's so vitally important, Sydney. I mean, it really is. The more that you understand those things, and it's not really to necessarily save that individual in that dire moment, but at least to maybe get that individual grounded enough to make that next step. And that's really important, even in your own family, because you never know when someone's going to have some event in public or you name it, that you got to kind of be there just to maybe sit down and talk with them.
Absolutely. You just never know. And I think that's one of the things, kind of like physical first aid. You just never know when it's going to come in handy. So it just seemed like something that would be useful.
Well,
to learn
and with
about.
this, I mean, physical first aid's a lot different because you can't really give yourself chest compressions.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's very
saying?
true.
But with mental health first aid, it's going to be hard to identify in your own self when something, because I can tell you as someone who has some depression issues, I can tell you after the fact, I could see when it was building up, but while I'm living it, God dang, it's going to be 4 weeks of hell for everybody. And that's just kind of how it goes. But I mean, but to understand some of those signs to maybe know, okay, I'm starting to feel this way. It's maybe time to break out of a routine or do something different.
Right,
it helps you too.
Well, and one of the things I want to make sure we touch on, so I'm going to say it right now, but that 988 number, we throw that around a lot where we say if you're in crisis or you know someone who's in crisis or experiencing something, 988 is the one to call. But to be honest with you, I didn't know much about it beforehand. So going into this, I learned a little bit more about how 988 works, because we say call it, but I think that's scary for a lot of people to not know what's going to come next, or text it. Yeah, and so one of the things I learned is that it's like 911 and that you don't have to have a phone plan. You can just call and they will connect you with someone 365 days a year, and they'll just talk to you. And you also don't have to be in crisis to call or text. You can call because you're with somebody else who's having an experience, or because you need some advice, or because maybe you're experiencing symptoms that are building up toward a crisis and you don't want to get to that crisis point.
And we all know as people in some way, shape, or form, and granted, there are very rare cases, not rare, but rarer cases where you don't, but you have an understanding that something's going, you aren't feeling right. In some way, shape, or form. It might not be that you know that you're angry, or you know that you're scared to death, or you don't know, but you know that something's different.
Right.
So to be able to know that number is available and just say, hey guys, I'm not really in crisis yet, but I know something's going on, that could help you go a long way.
That can go a long way.
And Centerstone actually manages the influx of calls. So if there's too many, their call center actually overtakes those.
That's incredible. We have some really incredible resources around here between Centerstone and Chesapeake.
Well, and Isaac's a nice guy with mental health first aid. I mean, whenever he came on the show, I think it was last year, 2 years ago, it was really fascinating. And to see that they were trying to get it into schools, and it's really growing.
Yeah, Isaac Sandage and his partner Christina, they hosted this training, and they did it, and they were so interesting.
Getting tangled up over
You're all
I'm
tangled.
all over the place.
No, they were so interesting, and they handled, I mean, these are some sensitive topics, right? And definitely, I mean, 1 in 5 Americans, over half of us with a challenge at some point in our lifetimes, there are people in this room that are having some strong reactions to these topics.
Yeah.
And so Isaac and Christina, they were very great. They handled everything with great poise and sensitivity, and I just wanted to give them kind of a special shout out and just say shout out to them, because they were wonderful. And we had a really, honestly, it was a serious topic, but we had a fun time too.
Now, let me ask you this. Did you realize that maybe sometimes being too serious with that person could make it worse?
It was interesting. I think that there's a time and place, right, for things like that. And depending on who you are
Yep.
and who you are to that person. You know, there's definitely a time where you can add a joke.
There's
or,
a
you know,
realism point to it. Yep.
Absolutely, yeah. We can all be humans about
Yep.
this too, and there's not, and that's one of the things we talked about too. Is like there's no set script with all
Hell
of this
no.
stuff. There's
No.
steps that you can follow, and there's advice that you can take about how to listen judgmentally and give non-judgmentally.
Unless you're CJ,
to
then I might
clarify,
judge you a little bit.
non-judgmentally, or give resources or that kind of thing. But there's no set script on or correct way to do it necessarily. It just comes down to being a human being with the person you're talking to and
God,
figuring
yeah.
out a way to help them feel
Well,
better.
and it's a good thing too because I don't know if it was talk. I didn't even read your article yet. It's been so big, but I will read it. It's one of those things too where you know people's recovery periods from a mental episode. Like for me, like I'll be honest, people know I had a freaking a major breakdown, and I was for 3 months. I was you could not find me. I mean, you just couldn't, and so it takes time, and it takes a long time to get back to it for some people, and some people can have an episode and wake up tomorrow feeling really, really good and ready to seize the day again. So, I mean, do you talk about those type of things too, like what that reactionary period looks like, what that come down period, if you will, looks like?
Yeah, a little bit. We talked about just the way that everyone's different,
Yeah.
right? Like the way that these symptoms can manifest and the way that that looks for one person or the way that a crisis looks for one person versus the other person.
Yeah.
My crisis is not your crisis,
No.
you know, in life. And I think that's a good thing to remember too.
Well, yeah. And well, it's a good point too, because, you know, a lot of times people that have mental illness that they're battling, they're honest about, they talk about it. And I think sometimes they don't realize what they're doing, but it's like, you know, like, for instance, I know of times where I've talked about things and it's like, well, yeah, well, with mine, you know, if you had what I had, you wouldn't be able to breathe or you wouldn't be able to do this. And it's like, yeah, but see, now what you're doing is you're saying that your problem's worse than that individual's problem, and their symptoms might be a little bit different, but they're still going through that same anguish. And I think that sometimes as people and I've been notorious for it too, where I kind of, when someone talks to me about something, I go, well, listen, you're talking to a guy who was puking out a window trying to learn how to drive again. Like, it was seriously that bad. It was really high anxiety for a long, long time. But then what I did is I negated the fact that individual was still having a problem that they're not used to, you know, and it might not be one that I experienced, but it's still a problem.
That's a fine line. And I don't know like the right answer on that.
No
but
one
the fine
does.
line between like being like, this is something I experienced
did, and,
too,
yeah.
and, you know, and not making it about you. I struggle with that in like just all kinds of avenues in my life. But I do think that there's a lot of value about speaking honestly about mental health and obviously, and like being really open about your own experiences too. Not only does that make your life better and easier and more wonderful, but it also helps other people too in a lot of ways.
It really does. Now, how, you know, was it just a one-day class?
Yeah, so it was a 9-day course, and so they can switch it, a 9-hour course.
Okay.
Sorry. So it was one day, or they can split it into two, depending on just the instructor and what they prefer. But in this case, it was one day. And we just had a full day of activities and learning, and there was a lot of moving around too.
Where'd you do this at?
The Bridge Church in Alton.
Oh,
so
wow.
Not
Do you have
far from
was
home.
it a big crowd?
Yeah, it was probably about 20 people. So
Good.
Pretty good. Yeah, 20. It was specifically the way I did it. It was through the overnight warming location. We did it for all the volunteers for the locations who wanted to. Were able to do this for free. So it was a really cool opportunity.
That's a good partnership.
It was a
it's
really
very
cool
good.
partnership.
Now, question: do you think in this? I don't want to. It's not a gotcha question. But do you think this truly is going to help you help somebody?
I hope so, you know.
I hate to sound so blunt, but I mean, you know, because sometimes I feel like it's good information, but will it help me in that situation with somebody else? Do you think that?
For sure, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I think it's like in the past, if you've ever been with someone who's having a mental health crisis, it's scary.
It
right?
is, yeah.
And it's even scarier if you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so I don't know for sure if I will handle this perfectly, right? Like it's hard to handle anything perfectly, but you know, if and when I find myself in a situation where I'm with somebody who needs help, will I handle it perfectly? Probably not, because I'm human and I make mistakes and I have my own stuff and it's hard to do things perfectly all the time.
Unless
right?
you're me.
But yeah, unless you're
No, I'm
CJ,
just kidding.
in which
Literally
case it's
just kidding. I'm just tired.
But that being said, I do feel like I'm much more prepared and I have a much
Good.
better understanding of the resources that are even out there. Because I think a lot of times people just don't even know what even is available to them.
Would
So,
many people be able to benefit from this? Do you have to be a certain type of learner to benefit from this over
that
the
was
other?
the cool thing. It was a lot of, so there was some talking, obviously, right? Like some,
I would hope so.
I hate to say, right? I hate to say lecture because it wasn't like that. It was very interactive. And
it was a conversation.
It was a conversation. And we talked and we went through some slides and we also played not quite games, but activities where, there were myths and truths about suicidality. And it was choosing which side of the room to stand on and that kind of thing.
That's a very interesting conversation in
It was
itself.
very interesting.
And honestly, that's one where you need like 2 hours to have that conversation because I think one statement could really make or break someone's public persona on that.
That's very true,
and I'm serious because some of those things sound pretty awful to say, but once you explain the reasoning for suicidality and maybe, myths and all of that, it makes a lot more sense. And you could talk about maybe some of the there's a lot to go into that.
There's a lot, yeah. And that's one of the things that I learned, too, is just how layered all of this
God,
is.
it is an onion. I mean, it really is.
It really is.
For all the times that I get mad at, like, bureaucrats and politicians go, it's a multifaceted issue. This one is. I mean, this one truly is a multifaceted issue.
There's a lot
comes
going
from a lot.
on.
Genetically, home life, there's just too much.
Well, and that was kind of one of the interesting things that we talked about, too, was the intersectionality of that stuff, too, and the way that we are influenced by our culture and our experience.
Mhm.
And so what one person's crisis point looks like is different from another person's and that kind of thing. And it was just a really interesting way to like unpack all of it, not just one aspect of mental health, but like a lot of mental health. And it gave me a much better understanding of how to help people before they get to that crisis point. But God forbid, if I find somebody or come upon somebody that I love who are in a crisis point, how to kind of talk them down or get them to the next appropriate resource, right?
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing, is just helping people to the next important resource. So, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, because at this time of the year, and it happens all the time, and it's not one of those where it's like, oh, you just are trying to fearmonger. See, it does. You see it every Christmas season, especially on the holiday. There is some individual that has a very, very bad day.
Yeah,
and it happens. And so the more we're prepared to maybe help that person before they make a big decision, I think it goes a long way.
The holidays are hard for a lot of people.
They are. Even if you have a great family and home life, it's still, for some people, very stressful.
I mean, we kind of joked about, but we talked about how I'm listening to River by Joni Mitchell all the time. Like, I get it. It's a hard time of year for a lot of people. And so, I don't know exactly when this conversation is going to get out there, if that's going to come before Christmas or after Christmas. But the point being
we'll find out.
Yeah, to be determined.
I think this might be a Christmas Eve episode because, quite frankly, hold on, just keep going.
Okay,
here.
no,
keep
you take
going
your time.
here.
You take your time. No, but I just think this is a good thing to remember year round, and kind of like all these resources like mental health first aid and physical first aid and CPR and Narcan training and all this stuff. It just is good for everyone to know a little bit about it.
Ow. This will air tomorrow.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, we're going to air this tomorrow on Christmas Eve because, well, as of now, the Luminaries might not be on the show today. So we'll see. Just because we had sometimes when I send emails and things, you know how it goes. Sometimes
it gets messy.
you never know.
What are you going to do?
Hey, we always make it an opportunity, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely,
It might be Len, it might be Lev, but Sydney is a part of the Christmas Eve show.
Well, I'm eager to be there. No, it'll be good. I got my Christmas sweater on and everything. But.
Do they have a website?
They do, yeah, and it's linked at the bottom of my article, Mental Health First Aid.
Yeah, go ahead and just throw that right in my face.
No, I'm just saying it's right there if anyone needs it. But it tells you how to get certified too, or how to find an instructor certification class. And I think it's worth it. Honestly, being able to do this and being able to just feel a little bit more secure, even if it's just my peace of mind.
This microphone is really trying to fight me today.
You kind of bumped into it there. It was rough.
Oh, so it was my fault. Okay.
That was all you. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, CJ. But I think just being able to know a little bit for my own peace of mind, I feel a lot better, and knowing that hopefully I can help somebody if they need it.
Well, and I think that if anyone's in a public job, and I mean, even if you're somebody that's, and I don't want to, I got to watch how I say this, because I feel like sometimes people think I make fun of them or jab at them for what they do for a living. I don't. You could be a gas station attendant. Go take the class, because that's a really good gauge of where someone's at in life, because you get people walking into gas stations that are in very dire straits sometimes that, I mean, really all it takes is being alert to make that phone call, and from people finding out folks that were being sex trafficked to folks that are having very serious crises. I mean, it's things like that to where you can see them in a moment's notice and know, hey, go take the register. Let me go talk to them before they go in the car. You know, and it's things like that help people. And it's the fact that sometimes folks just need to know that people do actually care. And it's not a patronizing care where it's like, look how good I am helping you, but a true care where it's like, hey, just making sure, you know, I'm not going to hound you. You're an adult, but
right, just checking in, right? Yeah, I think there's anyone who's interacting with anybody, right? Like that's the thing, and that's the thing I really want to make sure people get from this is that no one's immune, and that we aren't immune from seeing somebody or hanging with somebody or loving somebody who has a mental health crisis or an experience going on. So it definitely is just reminding that and remembering that we have the chance to help where possible. So just like, again, just like physical first aid or CPR or Narcan training, you just truly never know. So now I carry Narcan in my purse, I have Band-Aids in my car, and now I have mental health first aid knowledge in my head.
Well,
so.
and you know, to the people that go, because I never really was on that side of the argument where it's like, oh, what are you going to do? Keep giving them Narcan? And it's like, listen, if I can help that person for the 30 seconds that I'm going to see them with, what if they wake up from whatever and to go, God, that really saved my life and I'm going to turn it around, wonderful. And if not, you know what? At least I can go home knowing that I didn't watch someone die in front of me. You know? Yeah, it's kind of where I go. It's just my thought. And you know what? You got to take the help and want the help to get the help. But it's also the point that if you see somebody actively dying, and that's what's going on, you can literally save their life. And regardless of how you feel about what circumstance led them there to it, I think we'd all feel a lot better with ourselves if we go home knowing that person you at least tried to help, instead of just looking there going, you know, that's kind of gross.
Well,
you know,
let's just acknowledge that we have no idea what the circumstances are. Like, even if you think you know, you have really no idea what someone's life is. And so I don't see any need for anyone to judge anyone about any of that stuff.
I always
to be honest
say
with
the
you.
statement, if your closet is about the size of a pantry, then go ahead and say something. But I'm telling you what, when you got one the size of a town square, you might want to be quiet because it's just, you never know. And I'm really honest about that. And that's why I always talk about all the stuff that I've done and gone through, because people know about it. So I'm not going to hide from it. You embrace it and you move forward. You know?
And like we said, I think there's value in being able to talk about our past and our experiences too. And I think that allows other people to feel more comfortable opening up in their own way too, which might be the thing that somebody else needs to feel secure and safe and happy one day. So, you know, I don't know. I feel like we're all living in glass houses. So who knows? Who cares what the circumstances are? If
you know what
can
I
help
think
somebody,
funny? You know what I seriously find funny? The people that live in the glass house the most are the ones that think they're the most out there to help people.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Have you noticed that? The ones
Yeah.
that are always posting about helping a nonprofit and doing all the judgiest people I've ever met in my life. And I want somebody to challenge me on that today. And if you think that you know you're one of those people and maybe it's hitting a little bit closer to home, do some reevaluating, because that's one thing on Facebook next year I want to see less of.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of the how great am I posts on Facebook. Just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
There's definitely.
Just stop.
I think a
the
lot
janitor
about that,
at Casey's is a great person too. You know, it's just
Absolutely,
because
yeah.
you donated money because you had it doesn't necessarily make you the best. You know, and I think that sometimes it might be an ego check. Sometimes it might just be because you want people to know that you feel good about it, and that's a different thing, because if it truly makes you happy, then post about it.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to make yourself a martyr or a saint, you know, that's what really burns me up.
That was a really fine line with last week's blog for me about writing about giving.
We
and
talked
stuff
about it
like
because
that.
I was telling you to talk about it more, and you're like, no, that's not who I am.
Well, it's just not what the point is. But I think a lot about, we're off topic now, but just really quickly, I think a lot about that Friends episode where they talk about you only do things to make yourself feel better, and a lot of times. And do you know what episode I'm talking about? That's
I
the
don't
whole
watch
thing.
Friends.
Oh, good for you. That makes one of us. But no, it's a whole thing. But and maybe that's the truth, that we only ever do things to make ourselves feel better. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if whatever the reason is, if you can go home and like live with yourself and know that you're helping another person, like, you know, that's all we're really asking for in this world, is just to be able to help other people as much as possible.
Well, exactly. And you know what? And I'm always going to say this. If that was your child...
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a lot of messages today. Have you noticed that? Like I just like
You're
keep.
just popular.
No, don't. No, you're right. I don't know, Sydney. I just think that it's great that you do these things and learn more, because the more you talk about it, hopefully it gets somebody else to sign up.
Yeah,
and not
right.
saying, look at me being good, but you're
Right.
just raising awareness for a really good thing that's in the county and in the region. And honestly, a lot of school districts are starting to implement their curriculum. curriculum, which is very good.
Yeah, isn't this cool? I didn't even know this was a thing until like a couple of weeks ago. That
Don't you say that. You wrote the article from my show.
I didn't read that one, but
I swear you did.
I'm pretty sure I
swear you did with Deborah Humphrey.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I know
yeah,
you
you're
did.
Right about that. I did. You're right. No, I knew it was a thing for teens, but I didn't realize that like just anyone could get certified.
I didn't know about anybody. I really didn't.
Cool?
That is
like just anyone can walk in and take
and
a
think
class.
about how many parents right now are very concerned.
Yeah,
And let's just be honest, they are concerned because they don't know how to talk to their kids right now because you don't know if what you're saying is setting them off or how do you handle it. Are they manipulating you with the falsehood? You know, those things you can learn in here and really be able to help yourself and your family.
For sure.
Yeah,
you just
cool.
never know. And yeah, kids definitely. I mean, I don't have kids, but I would imagine it's very scary.
I
in a lot
couldn't
of
even
ways.
imagine
So,
right
yeah,
now. Could you imagine? I mean, think about growing up right now.
It'd be hard.
Could you
so.
imagine middle school teenager Sydney in 2024?
That would be hard.
I mean,
I'm just telling you.
I mean,
yeah.
with all the things parents have got to worry
Yeah,
about,
absolutely.
take a note and go to one of these classes. Now, what was the cost?
So for the volunteers that did this
Oh,
class,
it was
it
free.
was actually free, which was really cool. But I believe I don't quote me on this, but I believe it's about 100 or 170, somewhere between 100 and 170 to take this class. But like I said, it certifies you for 3 years, which it comes in handy for a lot of jobs, honestly, too.
Yeah.
And I actually put it on my LinkedIn profile just to say, like, look at me go. But it's just one of those things that I think comes in handy a lot. And I mean, can you really put a cost on potentially saving someone's life? So.
Well, and two, I think that's going to become one of those things that more. I'm not saying that's going to be obviously, because people, they aren't going to look at that and go, oh, automatic hire.
Oh,
but
yeah.
when you look at candidates, you look at folks that are qualified, being qualified to handle people is a good qualifier. And just to be able to know that, hey, you're staying up to date with it's a good thing.
Well, absolutely. And I think, again, just like any of those other trainings, just learning how to be able to take care of other people and help out in an emergency is so helpful for so many. You just truly never know when it's going to come in handy. So that kind of thing will come in handy a lot, I think. So.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. So it was an interesting class, and I'm really glad I took it. I highly recommend everyone should take something like this or do some research or just learn more about mental health in general. We're talking more about it in this generation and this time than ever before, which is wonderful. But I say just continue more. Like, there were a lot of misconceptions in that class that we talked through too, that a lot of people just didn't know about certain things or experiences or myths about suicidality and that kind of thing too. And those are important things to know. So.
Well, and the thing is, people for a long time were so scared to talk about it. And it's gosh, you're doing yourself such a disservice. You have to have tough conversations. And if you can't handle them, get out of the room and wait until you're mature enough to handle them, because it's going to happen. And now that we're doing this, I think it's a very good conversation to have. And you're seeing people that, honestly, I'm seeing people that I thought would never, ever have that conversation really start to engage with it. And I think that's a really good thing.
It's really cool that we're able to talk about this stuff.
You know
now
what I'm saying?
and
Because
have,
there's people I saw that I'm like, oh dear God, I never thought in a million
Yeah,
years
right.
that you'd be. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of cool.
Absolutely, yeah. Be able to talk about this stuff. And one of the hardest parts that we did in this class was we practiced. I'm going to talk about suicide really briefly. So I'm just going to throw that 988 number out there and just say that is a great number. If anybody doesn't want to be a part of this conversation, then just skip like 30 seconds ahead. But one of the things we talked about really briefly was that myth of, if you're going to ask somebody if they're suicidal, are you going to cause them to have suicidal thoughts? And the answer is no, you're not. You're not going to put that in their head. What you are going to do is potentially save a life. So one of the things we did is we practiced asking another person, are you having thoughts about killing yourself? Which is such an intense question and such an intense thing to talk about, and it sounds so hardcore.
Well, but you know what? You're right, until you actually have that talk, because I think that so many people have said, oh God, I just want to end it all.
Yeah.
And let's just be honest. And they say that without realizing what they're saying. And I think that there's two different definitions. Mm-hmm. Not two different definitions, but two different phrasings of that.
I try to be really careful, kind of.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
term.
Does that make sense to you?
No, I get that, because I think a lot of people. I think we've started to be kind of flippant about suicide.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've been guilty of it too. Of just like, oh, I've had a bad day. Like, oh,
why am I? Yeah,
But I think I'm trying to be really careful about my words nowadays and remember that, like, this is really, we can't take the seriousness out of this, because this is a very serious thing. And if we talk about it like it's serious, then we can help people before it gets to that point.
It's a snow globe effect too, because you're right. And the more that you as a person maybe don't think that you're going to do it, but you say it out of maybe, I don't want to say a habit, but just a force of lack of vocabulary, just lack of resources, it becomes real. The more you say things internally, the more times you talk about it internally or externally, it becomes reality.
That's
no matter
very true,
what way
too.
you look at it.
You definitely reinforce in your mind, like, oh, like I'm, making a mistake, like, oh, I hate myself today. And
that's
then
where
it's
therapy
like,
comes in.
You're coming in now. You're thinking of these things actually genuinely now. And so there comes a point just trying to like improve self-talk and improve the ways that I like talk about things in general. I'm trying to be more conscious of that, and words like crazy and insane and stuff like that. Just trying to be a little bit more cautious of throwing those terms around and
funny?
stuff like that. Yeah,
Can I just be honest with you? Everyone I know that's on mental health medicine uses those words and says, I'm going to my crazy doctor.
That's true.
So I think that a lot of times people that don't go through those things think that they're walking on eggshells when they don't have to be.
That's a good point too. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying I'm right. It's just from my personal experience. We've all said it that way, where it's like, oh, I'm going to my crazy doctor today. Now, my family and other friends are different than other people, too.
That's true,
So other folks would say, do not ever say that to me. I am going to a doctor. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But that's just how we communicate within the confines of who we know we're comfortable around talking about these things.
Well, that comes back to just being each person is different. Each human is different. The way we
great
talk to each other is different. And I think it's completely, if having that little bit of levity and that humor about it is like the way that you cope with it and have fun with it, then like shout out, live your best life. But if that's not for you, then that's also fine. So there's no right answer. That's like one thing I'm like, the older I get, the wiser I get, and the more I just realize there's really no right answer to anything about any of this stuff. All we can really do is just be kind to each other as much as possible and help where we can. So this was just an exercise in helping where I could.
Well, and I really think it's such a good topic. I mean, it really is, especially this time of day, because my show's for everybody, and I know that there might be 99.9% of the people that are enjoying the day and having the time of their life, but there's maybe one or two people that are absolutely miserable today because of the loss of a loved one, or you name it, and we're here for you. Know. Call 988 if you need that number, or go to centerstone.org and see all their opportunities that are there for you to help yourself. And if you're not out there looking for that type of intervention currently, it's always out there, but you also learn how to help others and spot those things, like with what Sydney's doing. So with that being said, what is the best way to get all this information?
So the best way, I think, to get all this information is to take one of these classes, right? Obviously, which is in the blog. If you go to it, there's a link at the bottom that shows you some more information about mental health first aid in Illinois and how to sign up for it. 988 as a resource, whether you're in crisis or you just need help finding other resources, is a great place to go. In our community, we have Sacred Spaces of Care, too. Which
Megan's great.
Megan's great.
She's busy, but I always joke with her. I'm like, gosh dang, you're canceling again. But it's because, there's a need.
There is a need. And that's actually a resource where they actually break down some of those barriers for you and show you exactly where you can go in the area to get some help. And Centerstone, great place. Chestnut, great place. Our hospitals have some really great psychology departments too. So I think we have some really cool resources in the Riverbend. And so just knowing where to go or where to start, call one of those numbers, contact one of those people. Check out what's out there. I have an article out there, Riverbend Resources if you're experiencing a crisis. And that's a great place to go to just learn a little bit more about some of these areas in our Riverbend area. So,
well, Sydney, what's your family doing this afternoon for Christmas Eve?
For Christmas, so we're gonna hang out. We're gonna make some cookies. I look forward to it. It'll be fun. It'll be low key, and I think it'll be.
Are
really
you a
nice.
Christmas Day family?
Yeah, we're more of a Christmas Day family. We're gonna see my grandparents, which will be nice.
That's
we'll
cool.
have some coffee.
How's your grandpa doing? You haven't wrote about him in a while.
Oh, I gotta get on that. I gotta write about him more. No, he's good. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Sydney, thank you so much for your time. Merry Christmas. We'll talk next week.
Merry Christmas.
Daily Show continues on this 24th day of December next.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off dog walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Hang up your pretty stockings. Turn off the light. Santa Claus is coming down the old town.
Oh, that'll do it, my friends. That'll do it on this Tuesday, this Christmas Eve morning. The fun is getting ready to officially start. And I hope all of you seriously have a great day. This is a day of coming together, forgetting about all the drama that's been going on this past year, and just having some fun, having some enjoyment. And if you aren't having that enjoyment this year, I truly pray that you really do find your happiness, because we've all had that one Christmas that just wasn't the same, and it could be because of a loss of a loved one or anything else you're going through. And I truly hope, if that's you out there, that you do know that you have somebody that does love you and does care for you, and that's myself, and that's this community, and we hope that all of you have a great and wonderful day today and tomorrow on Christmas Day. From all of us here at RiverBender.com, we thank you for the great year that you've given all of us. Man, we keep continuing to grow and grow. And as your family celebrates Christmas and RiverBender.com gets off today and celebrates their Christmas festivities, we just thank you for tuning in, picking up that phone, checking out RiverBender.com for your daily dose of everything local, your number one source of everything local news, local sports, local events, classified listings, real estate, automotives, you name it. Plus, with our partnership with the Associated Press, national and statewide news, all at the touch of the button. There's a reason that RiverBender.com is the number one most visited news site on this side of the St. Louis Metro East, and it's because of all of you. And I thank you for that. I thank you for making this show the most watched show in the Riverbend region for sure, but in the Illinois side of the St. Louis Metro East, pretty close to it. So thank you all so much for that. From my family to yours, from my Riverbender family to yours, there's nothing else to say right now, but have a great rest of your Christmas Eve. Kiddos, behave. Santa Claus is coming to town.
There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful